my husband and I ran out toward our car, and there were people hiding underneath my car for cover.
We've got victims that are basically catatonic, that don't know what happened, who they are, where they're at. Just say a prayer and hug your family one extra time tonight. It's the best thing you can do. When you see one of these men or women in their uniforms, please tell them thank you. They went in when everybody was running out.
I have worked here for 30 years, and I have never seen that many ambulances that I saw last night.
24 hours after the Las Vegas Strip experienced the deadly mass shooting in American history.
Tonight, the Valley is in a state of mourning and also a state of healing after the massacre on the Las Vegas Strip that claimed the lives of 59 people.
Well, we have come full circle tonight after more than 24 hours of covering the attack on concertgoers at the Las Vegas Village for the Route 91 Harvest Festival.
Now, since that time last night, we have learned many new details on how that attack was carried out. But one question, of course, still remains, and that is why this happened.
So just after 10 last night, gunfire erupted at a country music festival. Police say 64-year-old Stephen Paddock of Mesquite, Nevada, fired on the crowd of about 22,000 people from the 32nd floor of the Mandalay Bay Hotel.
He was found dead after police breached the hotel room, the cause believed to be suicide. Again, 59 people were killed, 527 others injured in this mass shooting, and police believe that Paddock did indeed act alone.
Tonight we have obtained a video that really puts in perspective the carnage that was there at this time last night. Take a look.
Listen to that. That's gunfire. That's a machine gun. That's gunfire.
I'm okay. Oh my God. Did you guys hear the gunshot?
Look how many people are not moving.
Oh my God. All these people are not moving right now.
And tonight there is new information on how Stephen Paddock was able to pull off this massacre. A Metro source tells 8 News Now that Paddock used 2 tripod-style devices in order to prop up AR-15s from 2 broken windows of his hotel suite.
So while Paddock fired from one side and the victims ran to the other side, he would then move to the other AR-15 and fire from that angle. His guns had the firing pin filed down so he could fire fully automatic. It seemed like a machine gun almost. He had 100-round banana clips for those guns.
As 8 News Now reporter Shaquila Alvarenga found out, Paddock was a high roller and stayed at that same suite before.
We got shots fired, 4:15 ASF. Route 91 sounded like an automatic firearm.
Chilling police radio traffic reveals how the chaos last night ensued.
See the shots coming from Mandalay Bay.
Police say 64-year-old Stephen Paddock began shooting from 2 windows on the 32nd floor of Mandalay Bay just after 10 o'clock.
We have recovered 23 firearms at Mandalay Bay and 19 firearms at his home in Mesquite.
Paddock planned the attack in great detail.
We have multiple victims shot fired right at the medical tent. We got one shot in the head. Hey, we can't worry about victims. We need to stop the shooter before we have more victims.
Hey, officers, please stay calm. Just relax. We're trying to get this set up. Okay, just stay calm.
Paddock appeared to have no criminal history. His father was a notorious bank robber. From his neighbors in a quiet retirement community in Mesquite, he drew little attention. His family said Paddock displayed no strong religious or political views.
I know that he shot the one security guard up on the 32nd floor, but I don't know if he continued to shoot after that or not.
Police are now working to figure out how Paddock was able to get that many guns inside of the hotel.
We want to walk you through a little bit about some of the logistics of exactly what happened here last night. And the best way to do that is from the sky. You can see here Mandalay Bay. We've learned that Stephen Paddock spent 3 days up here on the 32nd floor of that hotel. It wasn't until late last night he used what they believe was some type of a hammer to bust out the glass. That's when he had a perfect view of what was going on down here. This whole, almost a full block, was the home to the Route 91 Harvest Festival. He had a perfect view right here to the green canopy, which was the stage. On either side, we've spoken to witnesses who were here in what they're calling the VIP tents, some of them elevated about 3 stories high, people having to scramble down those stairs to actually get out. Now, the exits were key because many people weren't sure how to get out. You've got 22,000 people crammed into into the stage. How do you get out? The VIP entrance here, and then also 3 more exits on either side of a very large area. And there was a lot of confusion. How do we get out? That's when people allegedly started trampling over these 10, 12, maybe 14 feet tall chain link fences just to get out. They didn't have time, or they couldn't find the cover to go through a proper exit. The trouble is, Paddock's up here, and he's got a perfect view of all these people. You've got 22,000 people, almost all of them, right here in the middle of that range. So many people had very little time to get out. They couldn't find a way out, and they were simply waiting for what turned out to be a very tragic ending. Dave?
Well, tonight we are remembering some of the 59 victims. Here's a few who have already been identified. Rachel Parker worked for the Manhattan Beach Police Department for 10 years.
Sunny Melton worked as a registered nurse in Nashville, Tennessee. And Jenny Parks lived just across the state line, Lancaster, California, and worked as an elementary school teacher, and she was a mother of 2.
Another victim, Lisa Romero Muniz, grandmother, high school counselor from New Mexico.
And also Jordan McCoolden, a heavy-duty mechanic from British Columbia, was just days away from celebrating his 24th birthday.
Bailey Schweitzer was only 20. Her family owns the Bakersfield Speedway.
Also identified as one of the victims tonight, Jennifer Topaz from Irvine, California, was a family attorney. She was based in San Diego.
53-year-old Susan Smith worked as a school office manager for the Simi Valley United School District in California.
And also, we mentioned him earlier this evening, Las Vegas Metro Police Officer Charleston Hartfield was off duty when he was killed. He was a military veteran and also coached youth football.
Sandy Casey worked as a special education teacher at the Manhattan Beach Middle School for 9 years.
And also 20-year-old Quentin Robbins, who was a young man, a student, worked at the city of Henderson as a recreational assistant.
Commercial fisherman Adrian Murfitt, he was with his best friend attending the concert.
Jessica Klimchuk was a mother of 4 from Alberta, Canada, and she had just gotten engaged in April.
Angela Gomez, a former high school cheerleader from Riverside, California. She graduated high school in 2015.
And Denise Berditas went to the festival with her husband. She reportedly died in his arms.
Christopher Roybal was a Navy veteran who served in the Afghanistan war.
Just some of the names of the 59 people who lost their lives last night. The I-Team's Vanessa Murphy has been talking with victims and their families, and also people who escaped and made it out of that concert.
This is video obtained by the I-Team showing the work of Good Samaritans at Sunrise Hospital. Victims carried out of a pickup truck, their injuries too graphic to show. By Monday night, the death toll was 59, while 527 were injured after a gunman opened fire from the 32nd floor of Mandalay Bay toward concert goers at a country music festival.
I knew it. He would have never not called me.
Debbie Allen's son, Christopher Roybal, was killed. He was a 28-year-old veteran. They had just taken this photo together earlier during their Las Vegas trip.
I was trying to run towards wherever I thought he might be. And this man wouldn't let me. He kept pulling me away and saying, you can't run towards a gunfire.
Thousands tried to escape gunfire and ran for their lives. This is video shot by Ruby Rivera, who was with friends for a bachelorette party.
I think it hit me more today because when you're there, you don't realize that it was going to be something this horrific, this disastrous.
Rivera waited hours to donate blood at a hotel the next morning. Just across the street, families found help at the convention center. Some reunited with loved ones.
She was frantic on the phone and she was running, and all she would say is, they're shooting at me, they're shooting at me.
Kevin Curtis's 19-year-old daughter made it out safely.
And this was all not supposed to happen, but it did happen, and we're going to make the most out of this, and we're going to turn this into something good for the people that need it.
So many are recognizing the outpouring of support, and here the high roller at the link flashing red, white, and blue, another show of support after this tragedy. Vanessa Murphy, 8 News Now.
One final note here, Metro is encouraging anyone who wants to drop off donations to that Family Resource Center may do so. It is located at the Convention Center in the South Hall.
Well, more than 100 patients were admitted to UMC in relation to last night's mass shooting. They are the Level 1 Trauma Center locally. Many of them are still in hospital care tonight.
Darlene Melendez is at the hospital with an update for us. And Darlene, are you still seeing family members streaming in and out of that area tonight?
Denise and Dave, yes, still a busy scene here outside of the hospitals. Family and friends continue to come in and out of UMC tonight, visiting their loved ones who are suffering after last night's tragedy, and all of these families hoping for good news. But first, I want to reiterate those numbers that UMC has released to us. UMC says they received 104 patients in relation to last night's mass shooting. 4 of those patients unfortunately passed away. 40 people have been discharged from the hospital, leaving around 60 patients injured during last night's tragedy, in hospital care. And of those 60, 12 are in critical condition. And I spoke with a couple just moments ago who told me that their family friend is one of those 12 in critical condition.
They went in today to pray for her, and as they were praying, she started moving. She was moving her mouth, moving her hands and her feet. And I think that was the most movement that they've had out of her.
We did everything together. Her family, we celebrated everything, parties. So when this happened, it just hit home. It saddened me. It's just, it's just scary.
And again, 40 patients have been confirmed released from UMC care as they received 104 patients last night in relation to that mass shooting. 4 of those patients did pass away, leaving around 60 patients in UMC care tonight. 12 of those are in critical condition. And outside of the UMC Trauma Center all day, we were seeing a very strong donation center, and people were coming in and out of this area, adding to the traffic, but for good cause. People were donating bottles of water, clothing, food, anything that you can imagine, toiletries. That has wrapped up for tonight, but UMC says they will continue to accept donations throughout the week, including having a blood drive tomorrow. But anyone at home who wishes to make a monetary donation can do so by finding that GoFundMe link on our website. Reporting live outside UMC Trauma, Darlene Melendez, 8 News Now.
Thanks, Darlene. Vigils in honor of the victims were held all across the valley tonight. One was on the steps of Las Vegas City Hall. 8 News Now reporter John Langler was there.
And my heart will sing, how great, how great is our...
I've been locked in my house since I got home last night, and I didn't think I was going to leave.
Oh, the name above all names.
I don't know how to feel. I still feel very, very numb. It's a lot to take in. It's something that you will never forget and you will never get over.
From the darkness, friends Rachel Mahari and Jacqueline Myers sought light. Less than 24 hours earlier, they ran for their lives.
I just started hearing people screaming, "He's shooting, he's shooting."
Grateful to be alive, honestly.
Monday evening, they reluctantly came to Las Vegas City Hall, a reluctance founded in fear.
I wanted to pay my respects, kind of try and relieve some hurt. So we're all hurting right now.
As those cries went into the night sky, candles burned, 59 of them, one for every victim. But deep in the soul of those who were there, it's clear the shadow of tragedy has not quite lifted.
I'm thankful that I got out, but I'm also very sad.
At City Hall, John Langler, 8 News Now.
We'll be right back after this.
He taught him how to hit a baseball, how to hit a receiver. He even taught him how to hit the open man. But how much time did he spend teaching him what not to hit?
Las Vegas Now, weekdays at 4 on 8 News Now.
Celebrity entourages? Really? If I wanted to be followed around Vegas by a bunch of people who didn't pay for anything, I would have brought my in-laws. My Vegas entourage? I just called them my friends. At the Stratosphere, we're taking Vegas back.
Real Vegas, real fun. Announcing the Ross Fall Dress Event. Whether it's your first day on the job or your daughter's wedding, from those big events to life's little moments, you'll find the perfect dress at the perfect price. If you want to save big on a great selection of dresses for every occasion, you gotta get to the Ross Fall Dress Event.
You gotta go. You gotta go to Ross.
If you're shopping for a vehicle, one location soars above the rest, the Valley Auto Mall. With 19 dealers, 23 brands, and over $250 million in inventory, chances are the Valley Auto Mall has just the vehicle you're looking for. In fact, 1 in 4 vehicles is purchased at the Valley Auto Mall. For the best in selection, sales, and service, the Valley Auto Mall is head and shoulders above the rest. Fly over today. Shop the Valley Auto Mall or valleyautomall.com.
At Walker Furniture, you don't have to overpay for well-designed, beautiful furniture styles. This bedroom group is a Louis Philippe design, and it's a timeless classic. Just look at those smooth and graceful lines. The queen sleigh bed, and dresser, and mirror, and nightstand, only $5.99. Now that's an unbeatable value. All these pieces made of solid wood and veneer, only $5.99. Furniture and mattresses, it's all we do.
Do you have a bump or swelling on your eyelid? If you have a chalazion, a small bump or swelling on your upper or lower eyelid, local doctors need your help. Testing and investigation on medication's ability to treat chalazion. Qualified participants in this research study will receive all study-related care and medications at no cost. Compensation may be available for time and travel. If you have a bump or swelling on your eyelid, call 702-819-9485. Text the word I to 69841 or visit sunriseeyelidstudy.com.
What happened to Vegas? When did having a six-pack become more important than drinking a six-pack? It's time for the real people to take Vegas back. Right here, right now.
Stratosphere Casino, Hotel, and Tower.
Bring your stuff to life. Search for Life Storage Las Vegas.
Among the 59 lives taken in last night's strip shooting attack was a Metro police officer.
Charles Hartfield protected and served for a living and didn't stop when he took off his police uniform. John Treach has a look at the legacy he leaves behind.
Hundreds from the Las Vegas youth football community gathered to honor the man they loved and lost.
He was a father figure to me. I never have a dad in my life, so he was always the first one to take me off the sideline after I scored a touchdown and congratulate me. He was always the one to be there when I got mad.
Charles Hartfield's impact was as wide as the age range of the morning. It was no surprise the candlelight vigil emotionally tackled everyone, from Tykes to Tony Sanchez.
I think just knowing Charles, that's kind of expected. And he gave to us more than we would ever be able to give back to him.
Hartfield was an 11-year police officer, a 16-year military veteran, and forever a devout defender of his community.
I remember I'm a pretty big kid, so when I used to play with my own age, the other team would complain. I remember he'd be the first one to go to the other side and talk to the coaches and calm them down.
His following did not see race, but only respect and a role model.
He would have risked his life to save everybody there. Coach Hartfield was just a great man all around, and I love him to death.
Charles Hartfield, may his life and lessons be remembered. John Treach, 8 Sports Now.
Hartfield, like so many, leaves behind a beautiful family, a wife, a son, and a daughter, and he was just 34 years old.
77 degrees for today's high. Compare that to the 90s we had yesterday. We dropped nearly 15 degrees compared to Sunday, all due to those north situated winds. Now those winds have calmed down quite a bit. Single digits outside right now. 59 in Anthem, 65 for Las Vegas. North Las Vegas coming in 65 degrees. We're going to have a nice chilly start for some of us at 57 by morning. Clear and cooler compared to what we saw yesterday. North breezes still around, so those neighborhoods like Aliante, Centennial Hills, still seeing those winds between 10 to 15, but elsewhere down to single digits. Now tomorrow, we will see some of those winds make a little slight comeback. Sunny and mild, 85 tomorrow afternoon. Breezy at times, winds could be up to 25 to 30, at least our gusts will. That won't be as strong as what we saw this morning, thankfully. Here's your 7-day forecast now. Near seasonal temperatures in the mid-80s, not bad at all. Sunny skies expected, and then we get to this weekend, warmer again, close to 90, and then back down to the mid-80s and breezy winds a week from today. That's your most accurate forecast. Dave Denise, back over to you.
All right, Ted, thanks for that, and we'll be back with more news right after this.
Sword and Shield Zone, Saturday night at 7:30 on 8 News Now.
This portion of 8 News Now is sponsored by Las Vegas Honda Dealers. Dr. Phil, weekdays at 3 on 8 News Now. Sports on 8 News Now is sponsored by Westgate Las Vegas Resort and Casino.
When you have the right power tools, the job gets a lot easier. At NV Energy, their job is to help make your home more energy efficient. That's why they created PowerShift and all the tools you need to save energy and money. Use their free in-person home energy assessment or free smart thermostat with mobile app. And not only will you see lower energy bills, but your entire home will be more comfortable than ever. Start saving at nvenergy.com/PowerShift.
5, 6, 7, 11, 11.
Before you go anywhere else for dental implants, dentures, or crowns, take advantage of our low price guarantee. And where second opinions are free.
5, 6, 7, 11, 11. Call Abby Dental. Second opinions are free.
On sale now. UNLV Rebel Football takes on San Diego State October 7th at Sam Boyd Stadium. 2017 Monster Energy Cup October 14th at Sam Boyd Stadium. Lil Uzi Vert Love Is Rage Tour November 4th at the Thomas & Mack Center. Tickets on sale now at UNLVtickets.com or call 702-739-FANS.
UNLV. Tickets. We get you there.
What does your insurance actually do when it's not doing insurance? What if you could get help with more often? And you could also plan amazing trips. Save on event tickets or hotel rooms. Even get rescued roadside. You can when you're a member and your insurance is AAA. Insurance that's not just insurance.
The threat of terror may be real, but alert citizens can save lives. At Southern Nevada's Fusion Center, multiple police and partnering agencies work round the clock to prevent crime. Citizen calls to the local See Something, Say Something hotline come here.
Everyday people living and working in our community are critical in our fight against crime and terrorism. If you see something that doesn't look right or feel right, trust your instincts.
Be ready to report who or what you saw, where you saw it, and what made the activity suspicious. If you see something, say something.
Victim of a crash? Can't afford the copays? We can help.
Golightly and Associates, 222-3333.
I was on the site late this morning. All the bodies hadn't been evacuated at that time, and you saw actual bodies there. It was like a war zone, and rigor had set in on some of these individuals, and you saw baby strollers and wheelchairs and wallets and purses and cell phones. And you'd walk over because you don't want to disturb anything, and the cell phone would ring. And you'd know it was a family member trying to get a hold of somebody.
That was Clark County Commissioner Steve Sisolak, who we spoke to earlier today at one of the many vigils that were held across Las Vegas.
Now, also earlier today, Sisolak teamed up with the sheriff and started the Las Vegas Victims GoFundMe page, and he addressed the rising number of the GoFundMe page, the amount there being collected at the vigil this evening. And here's a look at the latest numbers raised so far, more than $2.8 million in less than 17 hours. Sisolak donated the first $10,000, and the money has been coming in ever since. The new goal for the page is now at $3.5 million.
Meantime, several local companies also reaching out with financial help, and one of the largest donations is coming from the UFC.
Sports Director Chris Matthews joins us with more on the extremely generous donation. Chris?
Well, thanks, guys. Yeah, the one thing about Las Vegas, it's a city of people who care about its people. Today, Governor Sandoval and others talked about how the community came together, from first responders to nurses to those on the street lending a hand. Today, we saw firsthand what giving and helping is all about.
This town's been through a lot. We're tough here in this town, and we'll bounce back from this.
UFC President Dana White says the company is donating $1 million to help the families of victims torn apart by Nevada's darkest day.
We gave $1 million because this is our town.
Only one major sports organization is based in Las Vegas, but its reach is worldwide. Normally, the UFC is about who's the toughest or who can survive, but not today.
The way that people from out of state help Vegas, plan your next trip to Vegas.
The organization is run by a tireless worker who says Las Vegas is his home. White's community concern stretches way beyond the Octagon.
People who don't live here from the outside don't even realize that people live here. People who live here, we know people live here. It's a very tight community, and like I said, we take care of our own.
White hopes the UFC's donation is just the start, that other local businesses will follow. Most importantly, he says, it's not to let the losers win.
Don't let these guys win. Don't be afraid to come here. This city is safe as any other city in the world. You know, these things are happening all over the world. Don't let these guys win.
Oh, let me also mention that Dana White is planning something really special for the fight coming up this Saturday at T-Mobile Arena. Now, it's respectful, totally awesome if he pulls it off. It'll be one of those goosebumps bumps moments for all those in attendance. Something really, really cool. Also, others donating, by the way, to the victims here. Of course, the Raiders have donated $50,000, and the NFL Foundation also matched that number. Other local organizations I talked to today are assessing the best way they can help. And, of course, really, we are a community that pulls together in the very worst of times. Those of us who have been around for a while, we know that is so true.
Yeah, thanks, Chris.
You bet.
Well, we do want to remind everyone that CBS primetime programs, The Big Bang Theory and 9JKL, will air overnight at 1:35 a.m.
We'll be right back.
Look who's stopping by Las Vegas now.
I hardly ever get hecklers.
You don't, how
No, because I carry a gun. We're in Vegas. I should have bet on that. Well, this is what we were born to do, you know.
Las Vegas now. Weekdays from 4 to 5.
The 7-day forecast on 8 News Now is sponsored by Sudden Impact Auto Body.
At Walker Furniture, this modern dining table with clean lines and padded upholstered chairs, removable leaf and a charcoal finish, dining or counter height. Your choice, $6.99. Want it today? We have same-day delivery.
Somebody's making money off your car loan. Shouldn't it be you? Get a great auto loan rate as low as 1.99% from Clark County Credit Union. This year, we shared a $3 million bonus dividend with our account holders. So, if your car loan is with us, you'll qualify for the next dividend. We've been helping Southern Nevadans get lower rates and payments for over 65 years. So bank like you own it. Visit opencccu.com today. Funds privately insured by American Share Insurance.
Shopping for a car? How do you know you're getting the best?
Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's best overall brand.
Will your decision cost you down the road?
Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's lowest 5-year cost to own.
Is it a brand you can trust?
Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's most trusted brand. Put Subaru on your list.
From the Findlay family you can trust. Opening soon on the 215 Beltway between Rainbow and Jones. SubaruofLasVegas.com.
Do you have a bump or swelling on your eyelid? If you have a chalazion, a small bump or swelling on your upper or lower eyelid, local doctors need your help testing and investigational medication's ability to treat chalazion. Qualified participants in this research study will receive all study-related care and medications at no cost. Compensation may be available for time and travel. If you have a bump or swelling on your eyelid, call 702-819-9485. Text the word I to 69841 or visit sunriseeyelidstudy.com.
The Raiders are here on 8 News Now.
The past 24 hours has been the toughest this Valley community probably will ever experience.
Just 24 hours. Last night's shooting attack on the Las Vegas Strip left many with big questions about why.
So we may not ever know the motive, but we do know this. Last night at 10:08, the Route 91 Harvest Festival was attacked by a lone gunman from the 32nd floor of the Mandalay Bay Hotel.
Authorities ID'd the shooter as 64-year-old Stephen Paddock of Mesquite, Nevada. Tonight, about 59 people have died from the attack, at least 527 injured, making this the worst mass shooting in modern U.S. history.
President Trump will be coming to Las Vegas on Wednesday to meet with first responders and also the families of the victims. And this morning, he went on to television to comfort Americans shaken by yet another mass shooting, and personally called Sheriff Joe Lombardo and Mayor Carolyn Goodman to commend them on how they're handling this senseless tragedy. And as this valley begins to heal, tonight we are remembering those who lost their lives in last night's shooting and also the lives that they touched.
We're going to leave you tonight with a collage of these men and women in their honor. Number 10, 135. A long day. I want to close with something that one of the clergy said today at one of the vigils, and that is that we need to love more than we hate. Very poignant, and I think we all need to remember that, but boy, Las Vegas turned out in big numbers today with big hearts.
And I'm sure they'll continue to do so in the coming days and weeks. We did preempt a number of primetime shows here on CBS tonight, so just a reminder that The Big Bang Theory and also the debut of NJKL will air overnight here at 1:35. Thanks so much for joining us for our continued coverage.
See you back here.